on this Saturday evening, December 23rd, 2017. It is time now for the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news on this Saturday evening, December 23rd, 2017. Good evening, everybody. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. It's 5 o'clock. Top story of Peter Channel 5 o'clock news is Miss America leadership steps down as controversy and envelops the organization. Faced with Republican attacks, FBI's Deputy Director plans to retire early next year. White House denies New York Times report claiming Trump said Haitian immigrants all have AIDS. SpaceX rocket launch lights up the California sky, freaks out some residents. Philippines tropical storm 10 kills 180 a minute out. Russia issues stern warning on U.S. is fueling new bloodshed in Ukraine. UN Security Council imposes new sanctions on North Korea over missile tests. As Prince accelerates change for women, studies adopt at a varied pace. Fire shutters London Zoo and kills at least one animal. It's very gold as a presidential coin undergoes a Trumpian makeover. Stark differences on impact of tax bill headed into 2018 as what is going on in the previews of the Sunday shows. Another court rejects Trump bid to stop transgender military recruits. A former Blackwater worldwide security guard is awaited retrial of the first-degree murder of the case where he is accused of killing 14 unarmed Iraqi civilians. A private bus crashed at the rail of a bridge and fell 100 feet into a river in India, killing at least 33 people, Saturday officials said. The death toll in the Chinese army crackdown on the 1989 Tiananmen Square protest was 10,000 people, according to newly released documents. A gunman was killed after targeting police in a shootout in the Pennsylvania state capital of Harrisburg, up Florida, he said. Governor John Kasich on Friday signed a controversial bill into the law banning abortions that prenatal test shows the fetus has Down syndrome. A UFO sighting briefly freaked out the West Coast. There was an earthly explanation. Bulletproof graphite sheets are soft and flexible but become harder than diamond upon impact. Our solar system could have formed in a super hot bubble. Grieving husband's photo of the first Christmas without his daughter wife has brought the internet to tears. Three hours ago in Bedford, Massachusetts, near Interstate 95 northbound, in the area of the Bedford accident, a near scene with a motor vehicle. Motor vehicle accident in parts of the car, but right lanes closed at a time. Seek alternate route. Peter Chaldus time is 5:01 on this Saturday evening, and it's time now for a sports report. Boston Bruins defeat the Detroit Red Wings 3-1 at the Garden. Chicago Bulls and Boston Celtics will be squaring off at the TD Garden at 7:30 p.m. tonight. And in Brockton, it's an Artnet's ice hockey team leading the Stoughton Black Knights 3-0 as the teams are going into the second period. Girl Answers Ice Hockey. Pittsburgh Steelers release veteran linebacker James Harrison. Now, Warriors Mac Brown can tell because Luke Walton will become a good coach. Peter Childers time is 5:02 on this Saturday evening, and it's time now for Traffic and Transit Report. Beep beep! Let's study off on the MBTA, where the subway system is looking good, but on the commuter rail, Fitchburg train 1408, 3:40 p.m. inbound is spotted Westchester up at 20-30 minutes past schedule. And late en route to North Station due to early train traffic, and the ferries are looking good. Alright, look at the highways and byways of New England. First of all, down in Providence, 95 on the northbound side. It's packed up between Route 6 and 146 in downtown Providence. 95, Route 10 on both ends of back around Route 1 and 95 in Crescent near the Roger Williams Park Zoo. And 146 on both ends back around Route 146 at 99, the link with the second stretch. 95 on the northbound side, so for Route 123 in Attleboro. Jamestown, Newport, and Mount Hope bridges are all looking good. Out of the Cape, it's looking good. Southeastern Massachusetts. 3 on the north southbound side. It's backed up between 18 to Weymouth all the way down to 228 in Rockland, and 3 to the southbound side. Also on the Union Street and Braintree. 128 on both ends of back between 24 in Canton and the Braintree split. 24 southbound side, so it's 128 Canton. Cyber Expressway southbound side, so from 203 in Dorchester Side and the Braintree Split Sub-Expressway on southbound side. Backed up on the Mass Pike. Northbound side is backed up from the gas tank. So you hit the Mass Pike 93 to the southbound side. It's slow around the Zakin Bridge. Route 1 on both ends back between Revere and Saugus. And in the Linfield and intersections are 3 at Route 120 on both ends. It's backed up in the Burlington stretch. 120 to the southbound side. So for Peabody, you hit Route 95 headed towards Linfield. And 93 at the northbound side. It's off to Route 125 up in North Andover. 495 on the northbound side, so after Route 93 up and Lawrence. 495 on the northbound side, it's back to between Route 111 and Harville, all the way up to Chelmsford. 495 on the southbound side, it's back to around Route 290 in Marlborough. 495 on the northbound side, it's around Route 16 in Milford on, then hit break again for the Pike, all the way to Route 9 in Westboro. Mass Pike westbound side, little slow between Auburn and Sturbridge, and 94 eastbound side, back between Twain and the Mass Pike in Sturbridge. 199 on the northbound side, back between West Boylston all the way to Clifton, and 190 on the southbound side, back to Route 1211, sir. And Route 91 on the southbound side, slow on downtown Springfield, and 91 on the southbound side, slow on Northampton stretch. At Route 2 westbound side, it's slow before Route 5 in Greenfield. 91 on the northbound side, it's backed up between Middletown all the way to Rocky Hill. 84 westbound side, it's backed up between Prospect and Waterbury, and 84 eastbound side. It's back between Middlebury and Waterbury. 84 westbound side back on the Sudbury stretch. 84 eastbound side so from Denbury down to Newtown. Merritt Parkway eastbound side so from between Stamford and Milford. Merritt Parkway westbound side so from Milford down to Stamford. 95 southbound side. It's so from Bridgeport all the way down to Stamford. And 95 on the northbound side. It's so from Port Chester all the way down to Stamford and up north. Everett Turnpike on the northbound side. It's over the Merrimack stretch. 93 to the southbound side. It's over Manchester all the way to Derry. 101 eastbound side, so that's Candia. And 101 both ends back around Route 95 Hampton. Spalding Turnpike back between Dover and Lebanon. 93 on the south northbound side, so Hooks to Toll Plaza. 93 at both ends is backed up between Concord, Hampshire, all the way up to Linden, Vermont. 91 on both ends, it's slow from Chesterfield all the way to the Canadian border. 89, it's slow from Concord, Hampshire, all the way to the Canadian border. And up in Maine, the Maine Turnpike gets back between Algonquin down to Garner. 295 on both ends is back between Portland all the way up to Garner. And 95 slow from Augusta to Holton. And Interstate 87 is both ends is back between Oswald Shazam all the way up to Champlain. And highways and byways of Quebec are backed up. Peter Chill News Storm 5:06 on this Saturday evening, and it's time now for a weather report. And take a look at the radar satellite loop, and it shows clouds coming in much of the region with some rain showers down around Great Barrington in New York, and rain showers down around the northwestern portion of New Jersey and on the eastern portions of PA. Rain showers around eastern Massachusetts, searching out to sea. Rain showers off the Situate and raining around Hudson, Massachusetts. And looking at up north, it's leaning for much of Portland, Maine, stretching up the 95 from Portland all the way up into the Canadian Maine border, and raining for much of the Maine coast from Portland all the way down to southern New Brunswick, and sleet around New Brunswick, and snowing from much of northern New Brunswick and much of northern Maine, and much of Quebec from Quebec City down to Montreal and upstate New York and central portions of New York State, and snowing in the northern portions of Vermont, and raining and sleeting in much of northern New Hampshire. And the snow showers stretching all the way down to western PA with some rain showers around the Pittsburgh area, and snow around the northern portions of West Virginia, and rain showers from eastern portions of Pennsylvania, western New Jersey, and heavy bend showers and storms from southeast portions of PA down to northern Maryland, just north of Baltimore, and stretching out the northeastern portions of West Virginia, and raining down around the Jersey Shore down for Virginia. All right. Right now, 32 degrees temperature in Norton with a humidity of 96%, and the barometer 29.65 inches, and the dew point is 31 degrees. So conditions have improved, but you have to still take it easy out because it's a slippery, but it's not as bad as what occurred this morning when there was a lot of accidents. So take it easy and be safe if you're out and about. Alright, tonight's gonna go like this. Rain before 9 p.m., then showers like between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. Areas of fog before 9 p.m. Low around 31 degrees. Southwest about 6 to 8 miles an hour with a coming northwest of midnight. Chest base at 8%. News percent between the 10 and inch possible for Sunday. Put the test about 39 degrees. North about 5 to 7 miles an hour for Sunday night. Snow before 2 a.m. Then rain and snow low around 31 degrees. And northeast about 5 to 8 miles an hour. Chest base 1% news to commission less than 1 inch possible for Christmas Day. Rain and snow like before 9 a.m. Then a chance of snow between 9 a.m. and noon. Most of Alaska high about 37 degrees. North about 6 to 16 miles in the west in the morning. Winds get gust size 37 miles an hour. Chest pressure to 6%. But Monday night, mostly crisp about 21 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny in the park, Alaska about 28 about 11 above. Wednesday, mostly sunny in the most crisp about 22 about 6 above. For Thursday, sunny in the park, Alaska frigid cold. High about 16 about 4 degrees. Friday, chance of snow, pretty sunny in the most crisp but 18 about 11. Chest pressure 35%. And for Saturday, chance of snow. Most of Alaska about 23 degrees. And that's giving it for the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news on this, December 23rd, 2017 on a Saturday evening. People hope you have a good evening. Goodbye. To 11 o'clock for later, but hope you have a good evening.